everyone.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Nick.
Yes, I have a cat on my back. And
I do
now
too
Nick
now.
has a cat on his back.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Jean-Luc.
And we are the Wellness Warriors coming to you live back home. We made it.
We went from Windsor to Toronto, and we are good to go.
It was so funny because I was stressed driving. I'm like, it's like the GPS is saying traffic ahead in Toronto. I'm like, oh no, should I take a detour? Thankfully, Waze on the way home. It worked. It said, take collectors here. And I'm like, I'll listen. I took collectors. I'm like, oh, thank God. Express was packed.
Well, maybe I'll take the 409 as well.
Yeah, it took me to take the 409, all these detours, but it got us home in about an hour ago. So yes, we literally walked in an hour ago, brought everything upstairs to our condo, ordered dinner, which is waiting over there.
Everything's unpacked.
Everything's unpacked. But
the only thing that needs to be done is we need to chuck the corn that we bought, because we bought corn from Elaine's, which is a farmer's market in Windsor. Like amazing corn, amazing produce. Yeah. We got yellow beans from Elaine, so those are we're washing those to get those prepped.
The cats are happy to see us. They were so happy that when we walked in, they were meowing. They've been after us since we got here. I'm just glad to see them. That's what happens. It's about coming home and seeing the people you love and the house you love.
We ordered Thai food for dinner. Yeah, we ordered Thai food. We
keep going indulging because
it's the last night of indulgence.
It's the last night of indulgence.
And
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that tonight. So let's first talk about the word of the week.
Word of the week.
So as you guys all know, we went to Windsor to visit Jean-Luc and Nick's mom and dad. And so the word of the week is mom and dad. So take a sip of water.
So if anybody talks about their mom and dad, you better be drinking water.
Exactly.
Or talk about my mom and dad.
Yeah. So, we went to Windsor this week. We left on Wednesday night, and we'll kind of talk to you guys about our week because it's kind of been a weird week. You guys saw our weigh-in today. We both gained weight. We've been indulging for the last 4 days. Let's just say in the last 4 days, we've been celebrating Christmas.
It was Christmas in July.
Christmas in July.
No lie whatsoever. It was Christmas in July. The reason being is because my mom was ready to have us in December for Christmas. We were planning on going in December. So mom made lasagna. She made things and she froze them after we found out that, there's no way of us going for Christmas. So mom's had this food in the freezer for us waiting for a long, long time. And so we were like, take it out, Mom. She's not going to be able to eat it on her own. And this lasagna was like this big.
It's all finished.
It's gone. There was none left.
Let's just say we finished it.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
My mom's lasagna is amazing.
And like we said, we could have shown up and said, we're not going to do this, Mom. We're on this wellness journey. We're not. And we said, no, we're not going to do that to her because
it's our journey, not hers.
It's ours, not hers. And not just that, we still did better choices. Lunchtime, we had soup, vegetable soup, chicken. So we still tried to do the best, but we did indulge a lot.
No alcohol.
We won't lie. We indulged a lot.
We did not have any drinks. We did not drink at all.
We had about 7 bags of chips.
We had a lot of chips. She had a lot of chips from Christmas
as well. She
doesn't eat this stuff, and she bought it for Christmas time thinking, they'll be around at Christmas. I'll need some snacks of some kind. And she's like, so she had 3 bags of sour cream and onion chips. We had and what was fun, I was always like, Mom, what are the ones that you won't eat?
Yes.
The ones you won't eat, we'll eat those ones. So that way you're not stuck with the ones that you don't like.
Exactly.
Right?
So we and like I said, we're honest about our journey. We always tell you guys when we indulge. We always tell you guys when we do things. We know the roller coaster of this life. We can't expect to always be able to go see his mom and not indulge. And plus, we want to enjoy what we can right now. His mom, I'm sorry to say, our parents will not be around forever. We have to enjoy those treats we have. And I know there's people in this room right now who've lost family. And you remember those meals you don't have anymore. So we have to enjoy those moments that we have. We can't go there all the time like, oh, can't eat this, can't eat that. We have to be kind to ourselves.
But we also want to talk about something too, which is kind of something that we realize is the fact that, don't forget, we have not been to Windsor and we have not seen our family in 9 months.
Yeah.
The routine for them with us has been cut in half or changed.
Yeah.
So they're no longer used. Even if we've talked to my mom and dad, my mom every day. She knows that we're still on this journey. She knows what we eat. She still hasn't been a part of it as it used to be as far as entertaining us.
Yeah.
So she has to relearn and figure things out again. And we have to re-educate her as to what we need. So this time was, hey, Mom, this is what we're doing. But we told her in 2 weeks, let's do it. Let's change it up a little bit.
So we're going back to Windsor in 2 weeks. We're doing the exact same trip in 2 weeks. We feel, so what we did is my mom, as you guys know, came last week and she's come twice already. My mom is now retired. So we actually asked her if she can drive here a little bit more. And thank you, Mom, for agreeing to do that for us. Thank you for agreeing to do that because now we're going to drive more to Windsor to see his mom and his dad because, again, we want to see him as much as possible. We haven't seen him since September. But it doesn't mean that every weekend we're going to indulge.
And we know that my mom has no way of jumping into a car and driving 4 hours at 81 years old. She doesn't even feel comfortable driving 20 minutes.
And your dad can't jump in a car.
And my dad
can't leave a building.
Well, he slowly like trickles into a car. I haven't seen him get into a car for a long time, and it was a really interesting
to watch.
Very interesting sight to watch.
And so you want to talk about what we did with your dad and your mom? Because people have probably seen it, but I think you guys should be drinking a lot of water right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of water.
I don't see cups going up.
You guys should just continuously be drinking. There should be straws in mouths and no.
I can see. Actually, I don't see why there's old cups going around.
But yeah, so we got there we got to my mom's on Wednesday. On Thursday, Nick and I both worked, so we worked on Thursday and Friday. On Saturday is when we actually went to go see my dad. We were going to try to go earlier, but there was a lot of rain and we weren't sure how things were going to happen. And no lie, I had called earlier in the week because back in the day when we were going to see, we had to make see my dad. We had to make an appointment. We had to say how many people were coming. We were only allowed to visit outside unless you wanted to get a COVID test to go inside. At one point, we weren't even allowed inside.
I hadn't seen him in forever because I was never allowed to go in.
Nick wasn't allowed. Well,
I walked around the building constantly. Whenever they would go in, I'd be doing my steps.
You did that once.
Twice.
Was it twice? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I did twice. Don't diminish my walks.
I'm not diminishing your walk.
Don't diminish my walks. Go ahead, keep going.
Don't diminish my walks. No, he did it twice. He actually, yeah. And so when we got there on Saturday, lo and behold, we were expecting to have to go get tested for COVID because it was the easy swab. But yet we walk up to the door
There's a new sign.
New sign saying, double vaccinated people no longer need the rapid COVID test as long as you have proof of double vaccination.
And we had the proof.
And we were like, proof!
Yeah.
So we were so excited. We're not excited that we weren't getting tested. I was kind of going, darn it, I never got a COVID test. Not that I was like, yay, I want a COVID test. But at the same time, I was like, it would have been fun to say I actually experienced it, which we haven't. So the cutest thing, though, what happened, as soon as we walked in, a lady comes to the door. She's a younger lady. I want to say she's Dominican Republic. She has a beautiful, I want to say Spanish accent. I'm not 100% sure. And she looks at my mom and says, so who are you coming to see? And my mom says, I'm coming to see my husband. And this is my son. I'm his caregiver. And
then she looks at me and she goes, who's this then?
And I said, well, this is my husband. And her first reaction was, oh. But it wasn't a negative O. It was a positive O, and I could hear it in her voice.
It was like they do exist.
Well, and it was
they do exist.
It was to me. It felt like, wow, I can't believe you said that out loud. That's the O I got from her. And I knew right away that it was out of love and not out of, oh, you're one of those. And then, and then 2 seconds later, as soon as we were trying to sign in, because there's a whole process to sign in, she looks at me and goes, how long have you been married? And I said, oh, it'll be 10 years in October. And her face just dropped. Like she had never seen a married gay couple for that long. And she was like, really? And you could tell after that her, I don't know, it's not that she changed, but I think she just felt some type of, there was a love that she felt, and there was just like honor that she felt. It was very
a positive experience for the two of us.
It was such a cool experience, and I'll never forget that. I wish I would have asked her name.
And then another cool thing about visiting his dad, so his dad does not remember me. Like his dad, I believe you shared before, his dad has dementia, so he doesn't remember me anymore. He does remember Jean-Luc slightly, not too much, but
sometimes.
It's been hard because we haven't seen him a lot. And so when we walked in though, and he's just being nice, and we're walking around the place, and then one of the nurses walks by and she's like, oh, he's so nice, he's so sweet. And we're like, that's just nice to hear that, his dad's he's such a nice guy, and he's such a sweet natured, he's him in a shorter form, older, basically. Like if you look at the pictures of his dad, it's him. It's him in the younger, shorter, older.
No, he wouldn't wear red glasses.
No, he's not Sally Jesse Raphael.
No, he's not Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah, you're okay with that.
He's not Jean-Luc Joseph.
So we do want to send.
My name sounds like Sally Jesse Raphael.
So we didn't, and then we went to the park. You guys saw that. We got him some Timmies. We got him some Timbits. We had some coffee with him. If you haven't seen any of these videos, if you go on our Facebook group, we've shared a lot of lives from the weekend when we weighed in, with his mom at one point.
We got my mom on her new sit-down peddler, which she asked for. I want to reiterate that. We were sitting at home one day, and I had thought about it to Nick because I see all of you ladies in workshops pedaling away, and I was like, that'd be cool for my mom. But my mom, It's sometimes hard to convince to do something. So I always.
My mom too, and I know she's watching.
Well, your mom. Well, you know what? We kind of tricked, but this time I never even mentioned it to my mom, and she's the one that said, "I saw these people doing this pedal thing on TV," and I was like, "You mean like a sit down pedal bike?" And she's like, "Yep." So we ordered it for her right away. But when the box came into the condo, the guy downstairs, the delivery guy from Amazon said, she's like, "Oh, I'll come get it." The guy's like, "You can't pick this up." And so mom panicked. Mom was like, "Oh my God, this thing's going to be huge. I'm never going to be able to move it. How is this going to work?" So she didn't even take it out of the box when she got it. She's like, "I'm waiting till you get here and then we can decide if we keep it." So we were sitting there going, do we keep it? Do we not keep it? I'm like, let's pull it out of the box. We're never going to know if you're going to want it unless we pull it out of the box. So we put it together and she sat on the couch and we got that video. And I think I'm praying she uses it. I hope she uses it. I think it'll be really good for her just to keep active and get her mind off of things sometimes.
We also got to do a body step from the Masonic Temple in Windsor. So Joyce is here today with us. So Joyce, we want to just thank you for letting us do that. It was such a surreal experience to be in a huge room to do our class, because we've always been in a tiny room, right? It was always either our condo or Antonetta's, so it's always been a small space. And so now for us to be able to have done this, hi Joyce. So for us to be able to have done this and just, thank you so much again for just
allowing us to be in that environment and just making us feel so at home. It was fantastic, and we can't thank you enough. There's no words that can thank you.
I loved it. I had so much fun getting to hang out with you guys.
It was fun.
I put that in the chat. Your mom was telling me the whole story about the peddler and how she wanted it and that. She's so sweet. So yeah, thank you for sharing with me too.
And thank you so much. So Joyce actually gave us, her son has a farm and he actually grows products. Gallant Farms, Gallant Garrett. We're getting it right now to show you guys.
Garrett Green. Look at this. She gave us all of these herbs. Yeah. So there's banana.
I just want to spell that out. GARANTGREENS.ca. So if you're in Windsor, look him up.
And he's also at a market, if I'm not mistaken, right, Joyce?
Yes. The Saturday downtown market. He's there every Saturday. The second booth off of Wyandotte.
Awesome.
And everything's growing from seed, no chemical, no spray, everything's all natural. And you'll know that with this when you smell those herbs. There's nothing like you can buy in the store.
There is an herb called banana mint.
Banana mint.
And it actually has a banana flavor, Joyce was saying. She's like, it's great on like fruit crumbles and things like that. And I'm like, I'm so excited to try this stuff.
So Joyce, thank you so much again and not just that, Joyce also helped us a lot this morning, because our class today was supposed to be at noon, right? As you guys all know, our body step class is at noon, but we had a key dilemma because we have one key and his mom was going to church. So Joyce gracefully allowed us to go to the Masonic Temple at 9 a.m. this morning, and she stayed with us all day in order to be able to I was actually able to do all my work, all my posting for the week.
I got to go do groceries, so that way we could leave a little earlier. So again, Joyce,
thank you, Joyce, for everything.
Were a saving grace, and it was so awesome to spend time with you. Yeah.
And we had to spend time with you 2 weeks because we're coming back. So thanks again, Joyce. So, like I said, it was a great weekend. We have a few things we wanted to touch upon. First of all, thank you, everyone. So we are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys have seen a post this week. I've been going at it, we had 52 people subscribe on Friday. So I know out there's some other people out there who, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please just go visit Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wellness Warriors, on YouTube, and just subscribe. Just log in with your email and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 because once it gets to 10,000, we get all these things opening up for us.
YouTube apparently allows us to do different things at 10,000.
And so we're trying to get there. So if you're not subscribed, please do it for us. And if you know other people who follow us who haven't subscribed, let them know. Just spread the word that we're trying to get to 10,000, and hopefully we can be there by next Sunday.
We are approximately 172 away from the 10,000 mark, which is super exciting. It's a
a milestone.
A milestone that we've always wanted to reach. And
when we started our channel, we said the one thing we wanted to reach was 10,000. And that's the goal. That's the one.
We were doing it 100 at a time. Yeah. So when we hit 100, we were super excited. When we hit 500, we were extremely excited. When we hit every single 1,000, every single one of you who has subscribed just means the world to us. And the fact that you guys all sit there and watch us blah, 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 non-stop.
We don't know exactly what we get to. So Lisa was asking in chat, what do we get to do? We don't know. We just know that every level on YouTube unlocks things. So when we got 1,000 subscribers, some things were unlocked. When we get to 5,000, more things were unlocked. So every big number you get, sorry,
he keeps going.
Every big number,
stand over here.
Every big number gives you more things to do. So we don't know what we get yet, but we know we're going to get more stuff. I know that one of the things we heard you get to participate in seminars.
Yeah, there are some seminars in order how to improve your YouTube videos and your YouTube presence. And things like that. So we're looking forward to it. It's always fun to new things.
We want to give a kind of a want to do that? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for giving me permission.
I wasn't sure what you were going next. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you for giving me permission. One thing we do want to talk about is the terrible storm that happened in Barrie, Ontario, which is not too far away from us, actually. And we have a lot of followers and friends that live up that way. And we just want to wish them and provide them with love, support, and what if they need something, reach out. Never be afraid to reach out. It's so important in this time to reach out to friends and family, and even just someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I know a few people have gone through this before, and to have to go through it again because they have had tornadoes there in the past. So our hearts go out to all of them, and hopefully we are just so. We felt very happy to find out that there wasn't any fatalities in the sense. That was one, if out of everything that happened, that is the one saving grace. So.
And something else that we want to, I love your mug, Patricia. So something else we want to also talk about is the flooding in Germany and in all over Europe right now.
And the tsunami as well.
Austria, just everything happening. We actually met people. So a year ago today, we went, 2 years ago.
We flew out to Barcelona for our WW cruise where we met
a lot of German members and coaches. And so if anybody out there who's watching us still from that trip, please, if you're, I hope you're okay. Make sure that, exactly.
You said it, Patricia, yeah. Global warming. We believe it.
We believe it. It's insane to see everything happening right now. And I'm just hoping and praying that, they've already announced a lot of people lost their lives. I'm just hoping they can save as many people as they can. So our thoughts and our prayers and our heart are with all the people right now across the world, just going through all these different things. It sucks to hear these things, and I just wish we could make it all go away. We also had a video come out yesterday, our Frank's Red Hot thick sauces that we filmed. We actually tried them on camera for you guys. It was fun. We actually cheers with chicken.
I heard news they're only available in
Canada. It's a Canadian exclusive.
Those sauces in the US, which is so rare for us.
It never happens. Woo-woo! Sorry, our American friends.
No, we love all our American friends, but it's very rare for a big brand like this. But because McCormick is Canadian, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
If I'm not mistaken, so they do have the Red Hots, the Frank's Red Hot there, but they call it Red Hots. They don't call it Frank's Red Hot. They call it Red Hot. They were calling it all Red Hot. So it was interesting. So
something else that we want to talk about today was we had a realization this week. We kind of want to talk to you guys about our activity journey. So when we first started doing the diet cycle, you guys have heard us talk about the diet mentality. Whenever we would join WW or any diet we did before, and I'm not saying WW is a diet, I'm just saying when we did Atkins, South Beach, any of those things, we always set out in January by doing insane workouts. You guys have heard us. We go to the gym for 2 hours. Our calorie rings were through the roof. And slowly when we got in 2018, when we started back on our journey this last time, we were at the same mentality.
Yep.
We still worked out like crazy for over a year. We didn't know any better.
We thought that was the only way to be successful.
Exactly.
Was to burn so many calories so that way you can eat
as much as possible.
As much as you want.
That was the mentality we had.
Which is still part of the diet mentality.
Yes.
But yet we were making better choices with the foods we were making. So yet we weren't in that full diet mentality where let's not change any of the foods. Let's just work out like crazy instead.
So what we realized in the last few weeks is a few months ago, or a while ago, you guys knew we were doing classes from Les Mills. We were doing activity classes from Les Mills. We were doing a lot of HIIT classes. We were doing a lot of very high intensity stuff. And recently we've stopped doing those. We've actually reverted because of our body step class. We've been practicing that almost daily now. So we're doing a lot more lower intensity activity. Last week we tried to do body step again from Les Mills, and let's just say it was tough. And by the end of it, Jean-Luc's back was hurting again, and we realized something about our activity journey.
We had a new aha moment.
A new aha moment about our activity journey. It's not about how intense you do it, it's how often you do it and how often you do it how active you are every day. And we've realized now that being crazy gym people are doing these increasingly difficult activities. Yes, it might help me get muscles. It might help me do that. But am I really willing to become a bodybuilder? Do I want to work to have all the muscles everywhere? Is that what I want to do?
But it's not even the building. It's not even just because building it is great. And we're not saying we shouldn't be working to build muscle and build strength. But when we're thinking in our minds, sometimes we have this illusion that if I keep doing this, I'm going to get the 6 packs, I'm going to get ripped. And we're not saying that it's not possible, but for us, we've realized that, is that going to make us any happier?
Is that something sustainable? Is me trying to kill myself to do HIIT classes every day or doing very intense exercise where I hurt myself sometimes because I do so much extreme, is that worth it? Or should I just keep doing my low intensity stuff every single day that I love?
Or even twice a day.
Or even twice a day.
3 times a day.
And still work out, still get a good burn, still get activity, but not be in pain all the time. And that's the realization we had this week.
Well, think of it this way. If we're going to wanting to have those perfect chiseled bodies that we see, do you not think those people are high intensity workouts on a daily basis? They even though they say they take rest days and this and that, when they are working out nonstop to be able to keep and maintain that. And that's their sustainability. And we have nothing against that. But we're thinking about our lifestyle and who we are as people and what we actually want to do forever, for the long run.
And I actually also want to kind of point that out for a lot of us who are in our earlier age range. Yes, Seba's talking.
He wanted some attention.
He wants some attention.
Come here, baby.
So another reason why I talk about this is because we've realized we're getting older. I'm 38. Jean-Luc's 44. And so at some point, this intense activity we're doing right now will no longer be viable for us. And do we want to come to that point like, oh, we can't do this anymore, we might as well just give up? That's the mentality we used to have back in the day. When I couldn't do my body attack, my Stairmaster at the gym, if I didn't have my watch on, if I didn't have my music on, I'm not working out. I don't have my music, I don't have my watch, I'm not working out. It's not gonna count.
It's so funny that you said that, because we just watched an episode of How I Met Your Mother, for those of you who saw it, and they all had gym memberships, and they looked at Ted the entire time, and one of the characters looked at Ted and said, "You've been to the gym, but you haven't worked out." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And they show a clip where he walks into the gym the first time and goes, "Oh, I forgot, I brought the wrong shorts." Walks out of the gym, walks into the gym the next day. "Oh, well, I don't have my shoes today." Walks out of the gym.
Next day, my music is not charged.
He's been to the gym, right?
But not worked out.
But in our mind is, I want to go and work out, and I want to get an activity that makes me feel good, that makes me want to do it again.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like I can do it again as well, instead of feeling like, oh my goodness, I can't do this again.
And who would have thought that us creating routines for a body step would be what we enjoy doing the most. We sometimes spend 2 to 3 hours practicing routines because it's just, we enjoy it. We argue, believe me, there's a lot of argument. My mom's been part of these sessions where we prepare these things. My mom knows we argue the entire time. No, that's not the right move, it should be that move. We argue the entire time, but that's our creative juices. We always work that way. We're not angry, we're just French Canadian. We talk loud
with our hands too.
Apparently, like,
you think he was the sign language interpreter.
So we just wanted to share that, because I don't know if anybody out there has come to that realization themselves. If you're doing stuff today that's really high intensity and it's really hurting you, maybe examining some things that are less intense and it will keep you going longer might be better for you. And that's just why we're talking about this, because that's the realization we've had. Again, our journey is our journey, your journey is yours.
And we do not want to ever discourage someone who says, "No, I love that burn. I love going hardcore all the time." Awesome.
Do it.
I think that's fantastic. If that's something that you can do and you say, "I'm able to do this for the long run,"
do it.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
I encourage you to keep going, but keep
in mind.
Also do not allow yourself to be discouraged if you do decide to back down a little bit.
Exactly.
And give yourself some leeway. Like, for example, and I'm going to use Jana because I know Jana would just had her second vaccine. And Jana is a huge, like
she takes our class and boosts it up.
She boosts it up. She boosts everything she does. And I love that Jana does that. But she knows her capabilities. What did she do? She said, oh, I got my vaccine. It knocked me out. I'm not going to go do a workout today because I need to rest. And always remembering that those rest days
are important.
And those days of just doing something small are just as important as those days as you get your 10,000 steps in.
Yeah.
And I think we need to make sure we realize that those are equal. There's not one better than the other. Taking rest and thinking that the rest for your body, but the rest on your mind. Your mind needs to rest as well. Because even though you don't think you're working out your brain when you're actually on a machine, you are working it out even more so. Because how many times are you saying, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh, I got to keep going. Oh, I got to do this. That takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you mentally, physically, and emotionally.
And this kind of sums it back into our forever method. We've talked to you guys about the forever method before in the past. And that's the thing that we always say. I'll get to you right in a second, Rosie. I see your hand up. So we have always talked about our forever method. And we are going to be filming a video about our forever method for all of you for coming out in September, explaining what it is. But in a nutshell, we always ask ourselves, can I do this forever? And so if the question when you ask yourself that, and if you really believe you can't, find a way to change it so it can be done forever. And that's what our forever method is. We've realized now with our activity, all of our forever method thoughts always were with food, with mindset. We always talked about those. Activity, we were always still, if you guys remember us, you've been following us for a while, we were still very crazy active. We never really examined the activity part of our journey in terms of forever because we always did crazy stuff. Now we've examined it. We've realized our forever is being active every day. It does not mean we have to be crazy every day. So make sure you look at your journey, examine every part of what you're doing. If there's something you hate doing and you can't do forever, tweak it, change it.
And I love how we talk about this because as Nick and I were discussing the topic that we wanted to talk about tonight, what is the word that you all hear in all this? And it's the word we all fear and we all don't like to use, and I usually use remodel. It's change.
Change.
It's change. Everything needs, so change is not a bad thing. Change is a good thing. Change allows you to become a better person.
Yeah.
Change allows you to see what you can do consistently and see that it's normal. Change is normal.
Yeah. And it's part of life. You're never going to go through this entire journey without something happening to change what you're doing right now. There's always something going to happen to change it. So if you learned with it, already embracing the fact that change will come and that you're ready to take it on, it might not be easy to take it on every single time, but some of those changes will be easier to grasp because you're already preparing yourself for them to come along the way. So
I was going to let Rosie talk, but then I thought I'd interrupt her again.
I'm just joking. Go ahead, Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
I was just in vein with the activity. A lot of people know because of COVID, I was walking an hour to work every day. Almost every evening I would walk home. Two or three nights a week I would walk home. And I'd also do exercise during the day. But now that I've switched jobs, I'm working from home. So it changes the nature of what you're doing. And I was feeling guilty about the fact that I haven't been getting the exercise I have. And so it's a matter of switching that up. But here's the other thing is, I went for a run on Tuesday. I woke up, I guess I sat on my knee funny. It wasn't from running. It was my knee was bothering me. You guys know, I sent you a message to tell you my knee is feeling better today, but I'm going to give myself another day. I think we have to learn to listen to our bodies. We have to understand that situations are constantly changing. In September, I'm supposed to be going into an office again. So and I like my walking in the morning, so I'll probably walk to work. I don't know what the situation is getting home is. I'm thinking of getting a bike so I can get there faster. You know, there's all sorts of different things. So you've got to let yourself, it's okay to stop and reevaluate. It's okay to listen to your body when your body says, hey, no. And, if you push yourself, if your knee's bothering you and you were to keep going, you're just going to damage it and create an extended period of time for yourself to do stuff.
100%.
And it stays longer.
And that's right there is key, Rosie, because a lot of us do hurt ourselves and then we can't do. And I see Kim shaking her head there. You want to talk? You want to put in your 2 cents there, Kim?
Well, my comment is about us people who have chronic illness. As most of you know, I'm a migrainer, been chronic for over 12 years now. And for me, there are days where it's a struggle just to get out of bed. So that's a victory in itself there. So don't feel bad if you don't get exercise in every day. It's do what you can, what your body allows you to do. It's so important to listen to your body and not to feel guilty. You'll do what you can when you can.
And I love you saying that, Kim, because I remember back in the winter at some point you were down on yourself because you couldn't do activity. And I think that mentality that you have that now is such a good, like it's such an amazing.
You've turned that over.
Yeah, you've turned that over
completely. Kim, and you can see it in the way that you're proud of yourself when you do go out for your walks. You're proud of yourself instead of saying, "Oh, I didn't do this." You talk about when you did things instead, and that's so important, right? Realizing that you are still doing something, even though you might not be doing it all the time, but you're still doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully you got that.
Sorry, let me say one more thing. Don't forget forgiveness. Forgiveness is an important aspect of it too. We have to learn to forgive ourselves. It's the same with food. We do that with food when we overeat. We do it when we don't do enough exercise or we do too much exercise. It happens. Forgive yourself and be kind to yourself.
We already forgave ourselves for this weekend.
But we told you guys, 7 bags of chips, a full lasagna. I mean, it was lasagna. We ate a lot this weekend. Are we mad at ourselves for having done it? No. Nope. This week, tonight we're having Thai food. We wanted Thai food. I'm sorry, guys. But tomorrow morning, we're going right back to our regular routine.
And we're just no BS. We told you this. We tell you guys. We just don't BS about this stuff. We're not gonna. Why would we sit here and talk about, oh, we are so good and we do this and we do that and we never steer away from what we know. This is life for us, and we have to make this normal. We failed so many years because we were so mean to ourselves because we couldn't always be perfect. We were always so down on ourselves because, oh, I didn't work out today, oh, I didn't wear my watch today, oh, I ate this, I did that. And the only time now that when we actually saw success is when we were honest about everything we were doing and talked about it instead of hiding it. Because what does it happen? What happens when you put things in the closet? The skeletons in the closet come out, or you swipe it under the rug. The rug doesn't lay flat. There's a big bump in the rug, right? And then you trip over the rug all the time because you don't even remember.
And then you're like, oh, ignore that. Ignore that. It's not there. It's not there.
It's like the whole Wizard of Oz syndrome too. Ignore the man behind the curtain, right? It's that whole idea of, if you actually stop lying to yourself and be proud of what you've done and be okay if you didn't do it, because that's important as well. Saying, you know what, I didn't do it today, but I'm going to try again tomorrow.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello, how are you guys?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I just wanted to say that, I have a bad knee, right? So I try to do exercises that won't hurt my knee more.
Makes sense.
I'll walk, but I'll stop. Like I'll walk 20 minutes, I'll stop and rest for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then I'll walk more. So I try not to make my knee more injured.
And Michelle, that right there is exactly what you need to do, because if you were to do more, you might hurt yourself to the point where you couldn't even walk at all. And then what would happen then? And that's what this is about. It's about
and we're not saying that you can't do more as your journey goes along, because what we can do now compared to what we did at the beginning of the journey is not even comparable.
I did cartwheels yesterday.
Even just the step. I know I should not say even, because that makes it diminishing it. The step class that we do now might not be the high intensity class, but it's still a good workout.
I'm drenched after I'm done.
It still gets the heartbeat going, and that's the important part. Is getting.
I love to dance. So
there you go.
My room, and I'll just
dance like nobody is watching, because guess what? Nobody really is.
Nobody is.
Nobody is.
A lot of us think people are looking at us. A lot of people think that
every Saturday I have a cheat day. So I'll eat whatever I like. And my mom made today mousse. My mom made mousse.
We call it indulge.
We don't like to use the word cheat.
I'm gonna have one. And I'm
we
not going to feel guilty because I
exactly.
know tomorrow will be a better day or whatever.
Exactly.
So-
and you want to say
yeah, and the one thing that we've tried to eliminate is words that make us feel bad. So the word cheat, we decided to eliminate from ours because we say cheating makes me feel, oh,
I cheated on my
a
taxes.
test,
I cheated on
my
my
taxes,
tests.
and I cheated on my spouse, and I shouldn't do any of those.
You
I've never
did?
cheated on you.
Since when?
I haven't yet. Yeah,
Yet. He's like planning it next week. It's already
I always
scheduled
told you-
July 21st.
I always told you I wanted a younger model.
I know.
You're getting old.
I know. I'm getting
You're
old. A little
getting
long
old.
in the tooth here. I know.
But the thing is
thank
we
you so much, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle, for sharing. And that whole idea again is those words that we use that make us feel guilty. And for us, the word cheat always made us feel guilty. So we're allowed to have any single thing we want, but in moderation.
Yeah.
And right now, this week was not a moderation. It was
My
not.
tummy is not happy.
Hi, Arlene. How are you?
Not bad. I started this listening to you guys while we were coming back from Friends. It's our first outing since reopening. And it was quite interesting. Well, I wanted to share two things. They asked us what we wanted to drink, and we don't drink. We just don't drink. So I just said, could I just have some water? And we all had, I think they had something, but most of us had water. And then she brought out a beautiful platter. It was lovely. It had raspberries and watermelon, and then it had banana bread, and it homemade banana bread and homemade carrot cake with the cream cheese icing. Well, I was still recovering from last night's, what I call a beautiful, indulgent almond butter ginger stir fry. And I was really full. And what happened was I actually was able to tell myself, I don't really want those cakes and breads. But what happened was I was devouring the raspberries and watermelon. I love raspberries. And some of the cream cheese icing fell onto some of the raspberries.
Oh, no.
And I'm like going, oh, that was so good.
So you know what, Arlene? We need to create a cream cheese dip for your fruit dip for your raspberries.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Yeah. And so I just wanted to say one more thing about activity. Since this whole COVID started, since we went into lockdown, my whole motto has to have been, because of my back, low intensity, steady state. And you have to know, as you age, your body will age. I will be 57 this year. And as you know, I have a chronic back. And yes, I have to listen to my body. There were times where I really wanted to push in my mind. My mind was really wanting to push. But you have to listen to your body. And most of what I've done has been low intensity, steady state. And, any type of movement is activity. Any type of movement is exercise. And I'm loving my Apple Watch because I can challenge myself. If I get into any challenges, I'm too competitive and then I overdo it. So this has enabled me to challenge myself. I set my own move for the day. I set my own stand for the day. I've closed my rings every day since July 1 based on my activity and personal level, based on what I can do.
And Arlene, for us too, we've been very honest about ours switching our activity ring. It used to be double. It used to be 1,000 calories for me, 1,150 for Jean-Luc. I switched mine to 500, him to 600. We've had our rings consistently every single day since then. And we've not missed one day. And now we even strive for double now. I've actually done triple. I've done triple once, which I've never done before. I've done a triple.
Yeah, I've got triple my move. And that's exciting when you get
So Arlene, I want to ask you a question then and actually I was probably asking myself the question, but the fact that I get my 500 is just as satisfying as when I got my 1,000. I'm just as satisfied, but what it does is on the days that I get out of bed a little late, I'm driving from Windsor to Toronto and I'm crazy all day and I can't get 1,000. I still got 500 today. I feel great. I'm not down on myself because I didn't get the 1,000. Again, it's finding what works for you. If you realize you're doing something that causes you to be sad, causes you to be doubting yourself, causes you to say negative things to yourself, stop doing that.
It's all about perception as well.
And I know now that I have to be careful with steps. So 2 days in a row is pushing it. Every other day is good. So there you go. You have to know what you can do.
You have to.
Actually, Arlene, since you did mention it, I'm going to say something. Since this is going to be great news for you, you'll actually be able to join us on step classes at 6:30 on Thursday nights until September 9th.
Yeah, so
and then it would be 2 days between Saturday and Thursday. Yeah.
So we are announcing that. It was announced this week. So originally there was a regular body class at 6:30 every Thursday nights, but the instructor Catherine could not do it for the next few weeks. So Antonella asked us, "Do you guys want to take the spot?" And we're like, "Sure, we'll take it." And so yes, if anybody you want to try a body step and you've not tried it yet, the first class is still complimentary. Just send us an email if you want to try the class. If you've already tried the class, you want to join us, just look at the instructions or send us an email to get the instructions on how to join the class. We love doing step. We literally practice every single day. We literally do step before you guys actually join us in step class. Like, we literally practice the entire class before you guys join us because we love it so much. So, and we feel and we are already working on.
What we love about it is the fact that we can do a 50-minute workout, but not feel so overwhelmed in pain after we're done. We feel satisfied with how our body feels. We feel strong. We have fun.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, I have to work out today.
That's the thing, guys. And I think what's one of the key pieces right there, it's for going from, oh, I have to go to the gym, I have to go do this, to, oh, wow, I can't wait to go for a walk. I'm so excited to go for that walk right now. The sun is calling me right now. I can't wait to get out there. And that's the difference.
And I'm going to say this because people might have that same feeling, because I know one of our friends from Barrie is here. Why can't I think of a name right? Leslie's here, and she has been craving for the gyms to open, and the gyms have opened. So if that's your craving and you want that gym and you need that it's
about
place, it's you.
Yeah.
So find what works for you and make that work all the time.
We always tell a lot of people always ask us when they first meet us is, what do you guys eat? What do you guys do activity? What do you do? What's your formula? Formula for me is not my same formula as him.
Cheating on a test.
Formula for us is not the same formula for Arlene. For Arlene's formula is not Kim's formula. It's not Michelle's formula. It's not Donna's formula. All of us have a different formula, and you have to find your own formula to make this work. It's going to take time.
And sometimes there's an X in your formula, and you have to figure out what the X is. What is that X?
Are we doing algebra?
Yeah. Sometimes the formula is algebra. Yeah.
I was good at algebra. I didn't know Arlene.
We won't even go there with Arlene, because Arlene was a math teacher for years.
Thank you so much, Arlene.
Thanks for sharing,
So
Arlene.
we just wanted to share this activity light bulb moment with you guys, because I'm hoping that some of you guys out there maybe look at your own activity and realize that maybe you need to change it up. Maybe you need to do something that's not as high intensity, because I keep hurting myself. I keep doing this. So again, we're just trying to encourage you guys to keep looking into yourselves and keep studying who you are to figure out your best formula.
Michelle said my mom's adorable, so everybody take a drink.
Oh, yeah, mom is adorable. My mom, too. She's on tonight.
Yes, I was very lucky to have some amazing, adorable parents, and it's quite funny because my parent, like, I look at my life and I look being very young. My parents were never workout people. They never worked out, but they were very active. They were gardeners. They loved being outside in the garden. I hated it.
We weren't that active.
I had allergies.
I hiked.
I didn't even hike, but they loved to go camping. So we would go camping and we would do stuff at camping, but it was never any of that stuff. I was never a big sports person. My dad loved baseball. He'd throw a ball at me and he'd give me a black eye because I didn't know how to catch the ball. Yes, literally. And he did. It happened. It actually happened. So realizing that not every person is the same, and not every activity needs to be an organized sport, needs to be a machine at the gym, needs to be a step class even. It does not need to be that. You can make activity out of
washing
anything.
windows is an activity. standing up, turning your TV on your TV show and cleaning around the living room while their TV show on, that's activity.
Yep.
You're still watching your show. You're combining two things together. We do that a lot. We combine things often. Like today, we talked about it earlier. While I was working on preparing all our posts for the week with Joyce at the Masonic Temple this morning, Jean-Luc ran out and did groceries. We multitask, and we always try to see how can we meld these two activities together so we can do two things at once. Yep. And a lot of people always ask us, how did you guys get everything done? That's how we get things done. We found ways to combine things. We're very good at melding different things together, making it work for us.
I was wondering what yaktivity is. Are yaks involved in that one? That's what Kim just, yaks are involved in yaktivity.
Yaktivity.
Activity. Yeah.
So one other thing that we want to touch upon, we touched about it at the beginning. We weighed in this week.
We did.
Our weight went up. And so a lot of people were looking at our journey like, wow, you guys, the last few weeks we watched your scale's been going mostly up and a little down, but mostly up. And
I'm still shocked that I was only, and I'm going to say it,
I
was only up 0.6. I'm like, seriously?
And
like,
again, guys, we ate the same thing.
Yeah.
0.6 up, 4 pounds up. Same foods. We follow the same activity. We both did the same classes. Why is it different? My body responds differently than his body. Your body responds differently than the person next to you in Zoom right now.
We can't compare.
You can't compare.
No.
And that's one of the greatest things about this journey is don't compare yourself to anybody else.
Don't compare, but never forget to share.
Yeah.
Is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Never compare, but always share.
So why isn't the scale affecting us this week? Why are we still happy to weigh in? And we said it in our song this week. It doesn't matter. We're still going to get on no matter what.
It's all about attitude. Why are we going to let the scale control us? We are controlling the scale. I was the one that couldn't control myself with the food. So why am I going to say, oh my God, I hate this scale? No. Why am I going to say I hate myself? Because I don't hate myself. None of us should hate ourselves for something we ate or something we did not do. We should never do that. That is one of the things that will really, really be, it'll impede you during your journey.
Yeah.
The word hate is huge. And a lot of us do that during our journey. We don't like ourselves. We don't like what we do.
Now, does that mean that because we're gaining that we're going to just let it all go and have fun and keep it? No, we still, no matter what, even if though that weight went up back in the day, that 4 pounds, that 0.6 would have led to a whole week of whatever. Like, why bother? We gained weight. Might as well eat whatever we want. We don't do that anymore. We always go back as quick as we can. It doesn't mean that in the end of summer, we'll have lost any weight. It doesn't mean that our trajectory for the summer is weight loss. It doesn't mean we'll get back to goal this summer. We're not even aiming for that. We're aiming to maintain the summer. We're aiming to make sure that no matter where we're going, whatever we're doing with our parents or activities, because we're seeing people. We're double vaccinated. We're ready to see people. We've missed seeing people. So we will be indulging more. So what are we doing for that? Weekdays. Get back on track. Every single day, we're trying to make sure to be active. Every day at his mom's, we were active. We actually did our step class in her living room. Both nights we were there originally the first 2 nights.
It was interesting.
I
kept hitting the couch.
My butt kept hitting her picture frame.
You were smacking my mom's face
yes,
with your
my butt. Lynn always says, she always comments about my butt. Yes, my butt kept going like this, and I kept hitting her face with my butt. So it was kind of funny. But we still did what we could. We didn't throw everything out the door while we were having this weekend. We still were trying to do something. And I think that's what we want to tell you guys is summer happens, indulging happens, skipping activity happens, weight gain happens, weight loss happens. This will happen for the rest of your journey.
I'm going to say it. Shit happens.
Beep! Jean-Luc.
I'm sorry.
Jean-Luc,
it's true. Yes.
Je vais laver ta bouche avec du savon.
He's going to wash my mouth out with soap. But it's true. Things happen. And I'm not saying we don't make excuses anymore. We don't allow ourselves to make excuses. And I'm not saying that we don't allow ourselves to make excuses saying that we can never come back. We can never go back, and we're never going to go back to where we don't want to go back to where we are. So we will
where we were.
We will course correct, of course, and it might not be the same journey as we were before because we're in a whole different life now. Our lives aren't what it was at the beginning of this journey anymore.
Yours isn't either.
Our journey, we never experienced COVID before. So we're now living a whole new life, a whole new lifestyle. The world is reopening and we don't even know what to expect from it.
So why are we going to get mad at ourselves because we're going to see family and friends this summer, and we're, instead of, getting mad at ourselves for not reaching our goal weight again, why are we not just saying we're doing our best? We're still trying to make the best choices as much as we can. We're going to see family. We're going to indulge. It's okay. September's going to come around. We're going to keep working at it. October's going to come around. We're going to keep working at it. We're going to keep working at it every single month because we are doing this forever. Back to the forever method from earlier.
I love that, Leslie. Healthy is so much sexier than skinny. Woo, woo!
Strut that stuff.
Definitely.
So I want to thank everyone for being here with us tonight. We're gonna do some announcements a little earlier. We haven't had dinner yet. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. We literally ran from Windsor, got here, and haven't eaten yet.
If we would have we should have ran from Windsor. It might have taken us a lot longer.
We wouldn't have made it here on time.
We wouldn't have made it on time.
It would have been this. It would have been this. That's what the show would have looked like. Oh, but those cats at least. The cats would have entertained you guys. Anyways, so a few announcements. So yes, Body Step Volume 2 continues. New class Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. So the first class is this Thursday.
And the Thursday night classes right now, this is the summer schedule. So it's Thursday at 6:30, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at Saturday at 10, Sunday at noon.
And we don't know what
September 9th.
Till September 9th. After September 9th, there might be some changes in schedules. We're actually thinking of changing Saturday and Sunday to the same time on both days and moving it more in the middle at 11 instead of noon and 10. We'll do 11 on both days, so it works for both East and West Coast. So we're thinking of doing that.
We're thinking noon being lunchtime, like people lunchtime. So
we're already thinking about changing September. If you have any ideas, of course, if you have any ideas of things that you think
we're always
open to suggestions. So
we love suggestions.
So we're thinking about 11, but
you guys are all important peeps.
Exactly.
We love you.
Okay, so next Saturday we have you met coming out with Rennie. And his interview was amazing.
Oh my God.
It was so good. It's already uploaded on YouTube. We actually captioned it. It was a really good interview.
I could listen to him talk for days.
I know.
So I think next Sunday
he'll just talk like
when he's live, we're just not going to talk at all. We'll let him talk the entire time.
And then so his video's coming out next Saturday. Then on August 1st, he'll be our guest host with us on our Beachside chat. Yep. So if you have any burning questions for Rennie, he is a WWE coach. He has a really interesting story. So watch his video and come and join us August 1st to ask him your questions.
His entire life has been quite the journey.
It's been an interesting
story.
Finish, so. Yeah.
And we also have another video coming out. Do you like the way it tastes? Do we like the way it tastes? Quinoa Quinoa Puffs coming out on July 31st.
Go ahead. I thought you were saying something.
I was, okay. But you said you were going to interrupt, so I'll let you go.
Okay, so next thing is 21 Questions, Part 3, live with Paula on August 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So we will be live on YouTube only that day, and she'll be asking us 21 questions that she's coming up with. We don't even know what she's going to be basically asking us live these questions, so we have no clue what she'll be asking us.
And then on August 7th, another video coming out called What's the Tip video about our 80-20 rule. So we're looking forward. A lot of people have been asking us what this whole 80-20 is because we talk about it in our post quite a bit. And so we thought we'd explain it because the rule is different for everybody.
Exactly.
Even though it is the 80-20 rule.
And then we also have you met Arlene? You just have her spoke a bit earlier. Her interview comes out on August 14th, which is another amazing interview. And we're working on captioning that one right now. And she's going to be joining us as our guest host on August 22nd. So again, we have a lot of stuff coming out. Every Saturday we have a video ready. We're actually prepared all the way to September now. We have stuff filmed for you guys. We have we have recipes coming out. We have the Forever Method coming. So many different things for you guys.
And just to answer Lisa's question, Rennie is a coach in the U.S.
Yes.
He's not a Canadian coach. Yes. He's a coach in the U.S.
Exactly. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We are going to head out a little bit earlier tonight because, again, we haven't eaten yet and we're both starving.
And we still have some corn to chuck and put away.
And the cats want us to. As you can see, they've been missing us. So we are going to head out a little earlier tonight. So, again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to share now are you talking to the kitties, honey? I'm going to share our usual links. So if you want to join our YouTube or Facebook, just look for Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wellness Warriors, on Facebook. You can also find us on in our group.
Yeah, you can find us on our group at Jean-Luc and Nick and the Wellness Warrior Peeps. And then our Facebook page as well, Jean-Luc and Nick, the Wellness Warriors. You can find us using @the WW Gaze. You can find us anyway. And then our website, of course, jeanlucandnick.com.
And also our mailing address is right there if you want to send us some mail, because Jean-Luc loves mail. And then you can also send us an email. If you have any questions, if you need to reach out, just send us an email. And then we try to get back as quick as we can. It's very hard lately. We have a lot of emails, so we apologize.
And I will say one thing. This is the male I love the most. He's standing right beside me. M-A-L-E.
M-A-L-E. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Facebook.